Here with Laurel Krohn to preview the 2016-17 Concordia women's basketball season. This time a year ago, we were looking at a team that was coming off a national runner-up and had to replace a lot of players from that team. And last year, you moved along and without Mary Janovich at the end of the season, still managed to get to the national tournament. What does that say about how the team developed last year and how you're able to persevere through that?
I think this group is really deep and talented and relies on each other. And I think that's going to be important again this year. We have essentially the same girls back with just a few losses from last year. But yeah, I just think that the group had to grow up really fast, and I think has matured even more this year. So.
Yeah, how much different are things right now compared to this time a year ago? I mean, how much farther along is this team?
I think in terms of just understanding roles and understanding what we want to accomplish this year, I think we have clarified that a lot more at this point than we had last year. I think we were just trying to figure out a lot of things and just who we were last year. And I think that we know those things and we have our goals set this year.
You already mentioned depth on this team. I think that's something Concordia women's basketball is known for, is playing a lot of people. And how do you embrace that role? And I mean, you're one of several seniors who, I mean, you're not necessarily going to play 30 minutes a game. How do you embrace that role knowing that that is the case?
Yeah, I think it's just important to understand what the end result that we're all going for. At the end of the game, we want a W, and it doesn't matter who got us there, but that we got the W. And I think that with the depth, you know that somebody is on the bench and maybe they're playing better than I am, and I mean it's a great game for them, and so that's just understanding that and being able to support each other is really important.
Being that it is your last season of basketball at Concordia, do you feel an added sense of urgency? I mean, how different is your preparation for this season?
Absolutely. There's a lot to be said about the different feelings. Just the relationships that you have, and just understanding that this is the last year that you'll have with some of those girls before we all kind of spread our wings and fly. And it just makes every day more meaningful, and the end result more meaningful.
And we've seen what Mary Janovich and Quinn Rogge could do last year. What have you seen from them, and how have they continued to develop during practice?
Yeah, Quinn has been just dominating and just continuation of last year. And then Mary is just coming back, and having had experience from an ACL injury, it's difficult sometimes to really go 100%. And I think every day she's getting stronger, and she's getting back to where she was, and even surpassing that. And she's matured too in her leadership as well.
Rogge was someone who made an big impact as a freshman. What have you seen from this freshman class, who I know Coach Olson is counting on to contribute to?
Yeah, the freshmen are awesome this year, off the court and on the court. Philly has been just playing with a great motor, and she's been great for motivating the team. And I think she will contribute and dominate. And that's exciting. And then Maggie and Colby are also playing really well. Just trying to kind of figure out where their role is on this team, and coming from smaller schools and fitting in. But all of them play hard and really fit in with what the program wants to do. So they're great.
It's been about 5 years since this program hasn't been ranked. I mean, that's a long stretch, and I mean, almost assured of being rated again in the preseason. How do you handle, I guess, that kind of pressure and of knowing that a lot of people are going to expect a lot of this program every year?
I don't think the outside pressure is overwhelming. We have probably put the most pressure on ourselves. We have great expectations for the season, and I don't think the preseason is just kind of an expectation, and it's just a standard that we want to hold ourselves to, and we do what we do every day and kind of let those things take care of themselves.
You and your teammates have been active on social media. I know with the accountability partners thing. Who would you say has been the best at Twitter and social media on your team?
Oh, wow. Definitely not me. Probably Brenly Dom. She seems to always have something clever. So.
Did people talk to Taryn Schutte about her video? How much did...
Taryn, yes. You should follow Taryn if you don't follow Taryn on any type of social media. Yeah, she's definitely been the topic for several lifting sessions.
I don't remember if you were part of the song lyrics at Walmart thing a couple years ago, but what are you guys planning for this year? Is there anything like that?
Coach always has things that he's planning. We just try to do like the fun things off the court to just kind of take a little break from the day and to just really incorporate that we are a family and that the team values and each other are important. So as far as what he has specifically planned, I don't know, we'll see. But we've already done some things like Hunger Games and Olympics and fun things like that. So it's always good.
Now this year we have the privilege of hosting CIT in Walls. How excited are you about your final year being able to experience CIT here at home?
I can't wait. It's going to be great. It's going to be so fun. The atmosphere will be awesome. I'm excited for the freshmen who have never experienced a CIT and to have it at home for senior year. It's going to be fun.
And lastly, you were part of that national runner-up team a couple years ago. What do you remember about that run, and how fun would it be to finish your career with a season that's like that?
For sure. What I remember about that team was just the dedication and just the persistency and just knowing what the end goal was. They had a great love for each other, and at the end of the day it just mattered that the job got done and the team found ways to get the job done, and the run was awesome. There's so many memories from that team on and off the court, so just the way that they played with each other, and it was great.